I want to start with everyone closing their eyes. Now, a lot of people do this to imagine stuff. I want you to just picture the nothingness, the blackness, the void. Now, I want you to consider that we are going to go to the edge of this blackness, this abyss, and we're going to stare into it. And just like the old saying goes, it's probably going to stare back at you. So be warned, I might leave you a little disillusioned after this speech, but I'm hoping that'll give you newfound hope. Okay? You can open your eyes now. So when it comes to philosophical reasoning, you always have to start out with the base. And for this, we're going to set aside religion because that makes things very complicated and very controversial. I don't want to step in any of that today, yet. We'll save that for a later speech, maybe. So we're going to set aside religion, we're going to form a base, what we're going to build our logic and reasoning on. There are two fundamental principles that I think a lot of people take for granted. One, that they exist. I mean, can you prove it? Can you prove that I exist, that what I'm seeing, what I'm doing now is actually real? As an old Chinese proverb goes, who's to say that I am not a butterfly dreaming that I am me, instead of me dreaming I'm a butterfly? And then the second base is that all of you exist. How do I know that all of you are sentient and not just in my mind? So we're going to establish that all of you are real, at least I hope you are. Hope I'm not in the nutty bin yet. And that I am real. So we're just going to skip past all that and get on to what I want to cover. And that is that none of this matters. Whether it be me, you, this school, none of it. If the Dell were to disappear today, leave nothing, no trace, just everyone, everything inside the campus disappeared, wouldn't matter. It would probably be on the news, probably be a lot of people freaking out, but after a few weeks, the news would die out, people would still remember it, but it wouldn't be a big deal. Day-to-day life would continue. Nothing would change. Maybe 50 years from now, they'd still remember it, but most generations, being currently born, wouldn't remember it. I mean, they might have a day of recognition, but other than that, no one really thinks about it. The same way Pearl Harbor, no one thinks about it in their day-to-day lives. It's just something that happened. So nothing that we do matters in the long run. All of it is going to eventually fade, just like a memory. Whether it be humans, this planet, our galaxy, eventually is going to fade. There's going to be nothing left behind. So why does any of this matter? Reason I bring this up to you is that it doesn't. Your fears, your anxieties, your hopes, your dreams, none of it matters. So what's holding you back? Why don't you seize the day? If nothing is going to matter, your embarrassment isn't going to matter, nothing's going to be remembered, why don't you do what you want to do? Be the person you want to be. Why not? Just carpe some diems. Seize the day and be the new you. You don't need to let fear, you don't need to let that abyss, that hopelessness, that nothing is going to matter hold you back. Because just as much as it's a shackle, it's also a key. It's the release from your chains. It's the biggest thing that holds people back. Like Toastmaster, was it Milhouse? No, it was Toastmaster Rice said, fear is your biggest driving force. fear that something's going to cause you pain, something's going to scare you, something is going to happen to you. But if nothing matters, don't be afraid. You don't have nothing to fear. What's your driving force? You don't need a driving force in that. You just need to accept that all of this is nothing. And that's what I want you guys to take away. Because when you stare at nothingness, there's usually two reactions. One is that you can either accept that nothingness matters, or that nothing matters, or is nothingness, and you can move on and just look for meaning that you're never going to find, you're never going to experience. I mean, you might find something that interests you for a while, but eventually that's going to disappear. You're going to move on to the next thing, constantly searching for that thing that you think is going to matter, that purpose. Or you can accept that there is no purpose and be happy in the little things in life. So we get rid of our fear and we get our motivation that nothing matters. Focus on the little things. You don't need some grandiose purpose. To compare it to, say, everyone's seen a Marvel movie or a DC movie, superhero movie, where you have some big villain and needs to be stopped, and they use that to justify their actions, when that can cause people to do some really crappy things just to save the day. But if that doesn't matter, if you focus on the little things and realize, yeah, you may have stopped the bad guy, but what about the little things, the little people, the lives that are ruined because of that? So, I want you to take away 3 things from this. 1, there's nothing to hold you back. 2, focus on the little things. And 3, don't be running around searching for a purpose you'll never find. Live in the day, live in the moment. Thank you.